Good afternoon. I am going to do a brief training on helping a brand new coach set up their share. So what you're doing basically is logging into OptaviaConnect. This is the administrative side of your website. And what I call the black ribbon here has different tabs. Home is where we are, and share, client support. There's just so much great information. But today we're training on share. So I'm clicking on the word share here, and this will take us to the part of the administrative site where we can set up contacts and groups to where we can communicate via newsletters, email, even as your business grows, you can create reports, send the people in those reports to your contacts here. One click, you're sending an email to all of them. So I'm up at the upper right-hand corner, left-hand corner is where I was. You see Optavia Library Contacts. So we're going to start with contacts. But before we do that, we're going to go all the way to the right-hand side. I was on the left. And here you see, you should see your own name on the upper right-hand side. My cursor is here. If you click there, you want to click on profile and set up your own profile. And here is your own contact information that will be on every email and newsletter, anything that you send out. So the name, your title, email address. It asks for a website. I do not recommend putting a website because if you send an e-newsletter to a prospective client, I do not recommend them having our Optavia site available to them. We create relationships. We share about our program. Our sites are, I feel, are better for existing clients and coaches. Put your phone number. You might want to put some spaces in there. And then your time zone as well as your address. Now, most people will not put a physical address. Maybe you put your city and state. Click on Save Changes. It will save those changes. If you look in the upper left-hand corner, you can set up a picture. You can change your picture periodically, and it's all of your own information. So click on the X. So your profile, this information, you'll see it here as we do the first newsletter. So let's talk about contacts. You have to have contacts in here to be able to send newsletters and emails to. We recommend a few groups. Here you can see there's an active client group, there's a health coach group, there's prospective client group. So if you want to add a group, you can do it a couple things from the left side, groups or contacts, or right in the middle of the page. I'm going to put add a group, clicked on it, and I'm going to call this group my e-newsletter request group. So as you, different things, you meet people and say, hey, I have a great newsletter. When I do a health assessment, I always offer a person to start receiving my healthy e-newsletter. Click on add, and you see the group is here. So let's say I want to add a contact. I did a health assessment. I want to add a contact to put in that group. Let's use my old faithful, Stan Stouty. Putting his email, it asks for his information. If you have an ID number, you can put it here. When you click on groups, you get to choose. And I'm choosing the newsletter group. Click on save. Let's say later, if you go to this, I clicked on the group on the left side. It shows who's in the group, Stan Stouty. Let's say Stan becomes an active client. I can click here on edit, put my cursor in the group box and add active clients. So now Stan's actually in two groups. Click on the save button. So very easy. As you continue, prospective coaches would be another great group to add. Now, next I'm going to do, we're going to go to the library to see what can we send to our contacts. Well, on Monday, usually on Monday, the company will give us a newsletter. So I'm in the library. If you look on the left, there's email templates, there's newsletters. We're going to do a newsletter. I'm clicking on the current, and you can see here the company puts them in by the week. So I'm clicking on the May week 2 newsletter. It brings it up. Upper right hand corner, getting started button. I'm clicking on that. It's asking you to name the document you're creating. I always name mine the month of which I'm working and the week of that month. So this is May week 2, pretty simple. As you hear, after it was actually bringing up the e-newsletter. When you see a little green circle with a check mark, this means you can make an edit or change a picture. In this case, that's all it is. I'm just scrolling. There's 2 pictures. You could change them if you choose. I usually send it just like the company gives it. I'm scrolling down to show you the profile information of this particular coach. This is how it shows up. Now, the one thing I do change is on this subject line, I will usually put from, in my case, I put my name when I'm working on mine. I happen to be in another coach's website just for training purposes. So you got different ways you can use this. You can post it in Facebook, Pinterest, LinkedIn. I'm going to do email to use the groups that we have set up. I just clicked on this email. And here you can look at I want to go use my contacts from an address book. If you have a report you want to import contacts, you can do that. But I'm going to use the address contacts that I have. I clicked on that, and then you either have the contacts where you can pick one at a time or groups. I like using groups as this group, as your contacts grow, you have more and more people. So this is the weekly newsletter, second week of May. Let's say we're sending it to the active clients and the people who are requesting. So you can add the selected people. So it's loading those. I would also encourage you, put yourself in every group so that anytime you send something out to a group, you will also receive what you're sending. I failed to do that, so I'm going to put my add a contact. And if you think of somebody at the last minute, this is always a good way to add them. And you can see it's added me. You can send now, and there's actually for default, you've got to click twice. Now, if I want to send this now, I click send now. Or what you can do is go back in and schedule. Let's say we want to schedule this. Most time I send it right away when I'm doing it. But let's say you wanted to schedule it for Monday, May 20th at 9 a.m. Put the zeros, a.m., schedule, saving. So there you're all done. It's scheduled for that particular day. So that's how simple it is. You go in, you X out. Hope this has been helpful. And we are here to help you. You have a complete mentorship team that's always here to help you. I hope this helps you get started. Thank you.